By now, you've probably seen Clemson receiver Justyn Ross on a whole bunch of top 10 wide receiver lists going into the 2019 season. And to be fair, he is very talented. But as you know from the title of the video, I'm not sure we should call him a top 10 receiver in college football or an elite receiver in college football. And I'll explain why in this video. So Justyn Ross is 6'4", 205 pounds. His strongest attributes probably are his concentration and his hands. They really are his strong suits, along with that height really make for a good X receiver. He has decent speed, nothing to wow you about, but just decent speed. And I've noticed though, he's not quite a nuanced route runner. Now, one of the interesting things about his running style is that his running style isn't quite natural for how long his legs is. It's kind of choppy. It seems to fit more of a shorter person, which is really interesting for how tall he is. Now, with all this said, he has some great attributes. I do not think he can beat elite corners consistently yet. I know you Clemson fans are going to be angry, but hear me out here. So I'm going to give you a few plays, some from the national championship game, some from Notre Dame. Now, in the national championship game, Justyn Ross played left wide receiver for the most part, the X position, matched up against true freshman corner Patrick Surtain. And he didn't really have a lot of success against Patrick Surtain. He had more success against Savion Smith and Xavier McKinney. First play I'm going to show you is from the second quarter of the national championship game. 6 minutes, 31 second mark. Press man coverage here, and he's been doing this all game, but once again, his feet are kind of stiff starting out. Patrick Surtain is not threatened here on this play. He is able to run easily with Ross on this skinny post route that he does. Surtain is right on his hip. Ross does not create any separation on this play. Ross does keep his body between the ball and Patrick Surtain, but he also tries catching this with his body, so he doesn't really use his talent to his fullest potential here. But as you can see, Patrick Surtain is right on him. The one thing that Ross did fairly well is use his big body to keep Surtain away. And obviously his strong suit won't be amazing route running to get big separation, but he doesn't seem to have grasped that at all really, or at least to an extent where it can be effective against really good corners. And you'll see that pop up as we go along. Now, also in the second quarter here, at the 1 minute 53 second mark and the 1 minute 44 second mark, kind of back to back, you see Xavier McKinney struggle with Justyn Ross. And this makes sense. Xavier McKinney is a strong safety trying to guard an X wide receiver. And in this particular case, Justyn Ross is in the slot position. So Xavier McKinney is not a man coverage specialist. He's playing off coverage in both of these situations, and he's still getting beat. Like playing off coverage, and he's allowing the receiver to beat him. So the first play here is the out route. It's easily completed with room to spare because Xavier McKinney is almost 45 yards away. So he can't catch back up to Justyn Ross on this play as he easily catches this ball for first down. And he makes the mistake of making a mental error and hitting Justyn Ross out of bounds. So that was a foolish play. The second play, Xavier McKinney has inside leverage. And I repeat, he has inside leverage, and he still gets beat on a first down in route. He has inside leverage and he gets beat on an in route. This is bad DB play because he is overcommitted his hips to the outside here. So he's afraid that Justyn Ross is going to hit him with that out route again. And there's no need to do that if you are protecting the inside leverage. You got to trust that, quarterback got to make the more difficult throw to go into the outside rather than giving up the inside easier. And Ross smartly plants his right foot at the top of his route, and he cuts inside for a first down conversion as Trevor Lawrence delivers the ball over the middle of the field for easy conversion. So as you can see, Justyn Ross is having success against, the strong safety here. And his big touchdown in the game, of course, he had a lot of success against Savion Smith. No, that play where Savion Smith actually got hurt. So I'm not even sure what would have happened if Savion Smith had stayed up, but he's beating the corners who don't have all the ability that someone like a Patrick Surtain has. Now we're going to go to the third quarter here. It's the 4 minute and 5 second mark. So Justyn Ross is the far wide receiver. He's kind of one-on-one. And this is after Savion Smith got hurt. Josh Jobe is covering him in press man coverage. So Justyn Ross engages the press, and he goes outside as Josh Jobe was the inside leverage, or he plays the inside leverage really, really well here. Justyn Ross technically does what Josh Jobe wants him to do here. They are running in step with each other while Justyn Ross is slightly ahead, and Josh Jobe is on the inside hip. There is not a lot of separation. Like I said, he's not going to get you a lot of separation on his routes and what he does. And that's probably not what they're looking for out of him right now, but it is something to look for or to pay attention to going forward. So this ball placement has to be great since he doesn't have any separation. The ball lands upfield over the outside shoulder. So that's great placement, first of all, by Trevor Lawrence. Give it up for Trevor Lawrence. That's a really good throw. But here's where Justyn Ross shines. So Justyn Ross tracks the ball, and then he tries catching it over shoulder with his right hand because his left arm is being tangled up with Josh Jobe, who might be getting a little bit too handsy here. So it might have been a reason why he couldn't get both hands on this ball. The ball pops up, but look at him focus here as he keeps up with it and he catches it. So this is good concentration to catch this ball. So as you see, as I pointed out at the beginning of the video, like I said, this is not the trash Justyn Ross. He has good concentration and focus. His hands are good. So he can look for the ball, he can get it, but he probably won't be beating a lot of cornerbacks with his footwork and his route running, which he will have to get better at, in my opinion, if he wants to become an elite wide receiver. So the 2-minute 34-second mark of the third quarter, we're moving on here. We're going to see Justyn Ross's concentration and hands on display here again. So this is another out route here against Josh Jobe. And Josh Jobe honestly just beat really bad here. And then this was, not only was Josh Jobe beat bad, but this was still a bad throw by Trevor Lawrence. So Justyn Ross has to jump around, basically, like turn himself around by jumping back and extend his right arm for a one-hand catch. So, and the reason why I highlighted this play is because not only do you see Justyn Ross do his thing, like he concentrates really well, he turns around and gets the ball, and you don't take this away from him, but we don't really get an opportunity to see him beat a guy, outright, and to really show himself to defeat corners in one-on-one situations in an elite sense. Like, Josh Jobe should not have been this badly out of position. Now, to be fair, because we couldn't really see the full extent of what was going on here, we could say that Justyn Ross outright beat him with his route on this play. We didn't see it, but based upon what we've seen so far, I'm not so sure we can confidently say that. With that said, it was an excellent display of his concentration in his hands. Now, I'm going to go on to a couple of plays, or maybe one play here from the Notre Dame game for the national championship. So it's the 13-minute mark of the second quarter. Clemson is going 4 wide. They got 2 stacked wide receivers on the left and the right. Justyn Ross is the outside wide receiver on the right side. So on the snap, he takes the outside leverage and he runs upfield. So this is a one-on-one. Not much separation, but he does manage to step in front of the corner while tracking the ball. His eye discipline is great. He watches the ball come to him, which isn't a great throw by Trevor Lawrence. It's a bit underthrown and it's too far inside. Justyn Ross curves inside for leverage and snags the ball. He struggles off the tackle and runs for a 52-yard touchdown. If you notice, he starts looking for the ball once he passes the first down marker. So he's already looking back. So that's good eye discipline. And this is a good idea by him, to look for the ball immediately. But as I keep saying, he's not really separating from these receivers, which isn't the biggest deal necessarily when you're just going for a jump ball. But I'm going to keep harping on this until a point gets made. If you don't learn how to create some separation with your footwork and using your body in route running, it's going to get more and more difficult as the corners get more and more talented. And I'm just going to show you again how a lot of the plays I was looking for, Justyn Ross just beating people, with his outright skill, and I just couldn't see it a lot. And then another play where Justyn Ross basically gets no resistance and he gets easy play. So here's the 9-minute 8-second mark of the second quarter. It's a 34-yard completion, so you think, okay, so something big happened here. Well, honestly, what happened is that Justyn Ross is at the inside wide receiver position on the right. It's a long developing play. He doesn't get redirected. Nobody presses him. This isn't man coverage. The Notre Dame secondary barely does anything. He doesn't have any resistance, and it's just a good catch and run by Justyn Ross. And so I didn't see a lot out of all these, plays by Justyn Ross. He had 1,000 yards on the year, 9 touchdowns, but I didn't see him doing amazing things against good coverage. And that's why I'm like, okay, so how do we evaluate him? That's why I say he's not ready to be called an elite wide receiver. So to be honest, I'm expecting a lot of Clemson fans to, come for me. But let the record show I'm not being malicious to Justyn Ross. Ross is very talented and he has a lot of potential. But I'm going to keep saying he isn't an elite wide receiver yet. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you doing that. If you want to see what the YouTube algorithm suggests that you watch, I suggest that you click the video to the left. And if you want to see the last video I made, click the video on the right. I'll see you next time.